You hear it everywhere, from late-night jokes, locker room banter, even at family dinners when someone cracks an awkward comment. Social media, it's even worse. Memes, exaggerations, bragging, complaints. But behind all that noise is a man who quietly wonders, am I normal? Do I measure up? And what do women actually want? And here's the truth. The answer is far more comforting and far more surprising than you probably think. So stick with me, because today we're going to separate fact from fiction. We'll look at what science really shows about women's preferences, why the myths are so powerful, and the everyday habits that quietly damage men's confidence far more than any ruler ever could. Quick pause. Tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? I love knowing how far our men's health community reaches. And while you're here, hit like and subscribe. It really helps us keep bringing you honest, practical health insights without shame, stigma, or gimmicks. The myth is simple. Bigger is always better. Movies, jokes, even some friends may reinforce that idea. But science tells a different story. Across multiple studies, when women are free to choose privately, without pressure, without social influence, the overwhelming preference is for average size. That's right, not the extremes, not the 12 in exaggerations, not the cartoonish versions you see online. Average. Why? Because sex is about comfort, connection, and pleasure, not about maximizing inches. And here's the most reassuring part. The vast majority of men already fall into that preferred range. For those who don't know me, I'm Dr. Nora Blake, a board-certified urologist and sexologist with over 7 years of experience helping men over 50 protect their confidence, improve their intimacy, and restore dignity in their health. I've had hundreds of men come into my clinic with the same quiet concern. Doctor, I'm worried I'm not enough. And I've seen firsthand how destructive that fear can be, not just in the bedroom, but in marriages, self-esteem, and even career confidence. That's why I want to walk you through the real science. And then I'll share the 5 biggest mistakes men make when it comes to this issue, and the action steps to replace insecurity with confidence. Mistake number 1, believing media myths. Biologically, the average erect penis is 5 to 6 in long and about 4.5 to 5 in girth. And studies of best-selling adult toys show women overwhelmingly choose sizes in the same range. Emotionally, when men compare themselves to unrealistic media, they create anxiety and shame, even though they are already right on target. Practically, stop comparing yourself to movies or exaggerated stories. Remember, women's preferences and private choices reflect reality, not fantasy. Mistake number 2, ignoring comfort and fit. Biologically, the female body is designed for comfort. Too much girth or excessive length can actually cause pain, not pleasure. Emotionally, many women value trust, safety, and closeness far more than size. They don't want sex to feel like a performance. They want it to feel like connection. Practically, focus on pacing, communication, and positioning. These matter far more for satisfaction than an extra half inch. Mistake number 3, assuming all women want the same thing. Biologically, studies show subtle variation. Women who report vaginal orgasms sometimes show a mild preference for slightly above average length. But again, we're talking about 6.5 in, not extremes. Emotionally, preferences are individual. Some care about size, others don't at all. What most value universally: confidence, intimacy, and communication practically. Instead of asking, "Am I enough?" ask your partner, "What makes you feel most comfortable and connected?" That shift alone can transform intimacy. Mistake number 4, neglecting overall health. Biologically, erections depend far more on blood flow, hormones, and lifestyle than on size. Dehydration, smoking, poor sleep, and lack of exercise hurt confidence and performance. Emotionally, a man who invests in his energy, his health, and his presence feels attractive regardless of measurements. Practically take charge of the basics. Hydrate, exercise, manage stress, and sleep. Women consistently rank vitality and energy above physical extremes. Mistake number 5, letting insecurity control the bedroom. Biologically, anxiety activates your stress hormones, raising cortisol, lowering testosterone, and reducing blood flow. This leads to softer erections, less pleasure, and frustration. Emotionally, many men enter intimacy, worrying about how big instead of focusing on connection. Women sense that anxiety, and it breaks the moment. Practically replace comparison with confidence. Remember, you are more than enough when you show up with presence, patience, and attentiveness. So, what can you do starting today? Stop the comparison trap. Unfollow social media accounts that fuel insecurity. Protect your mind. Learn the averages: 5 to 6 in length, 4.5 to 5 in girth. Science says you're almost certainly within range. Shift focus to skills. Communication, foreplay, and trust consistently rank higher for women than size. Invest in health. Strong circulation, good sleep, hydration, and hormone balance matter more than an inch. Practice confidence rituals. Before intimacy, take a deep breath, focus on your partner, and remind yourself, I am enough. Listen, I know this topic is loaded with emotion. Some of you may have carried insecurities since your teenage years. Maybe someone made a cruel comment. Maybe you've silently worried every time you entered a relationship. But here's the truth. Science is on your side. You are normal. You are enough. And you are capable of deeply satisfying your partner. Not because of a number, but because of who you are and how you connect. Gentlemen, let me leave you with this. Confidence doesn't come from chasing extremes. It comes from understanding reality, taking care of your body, and showing up with presence and respect. Age is not the end of vitality. In fact, for many men, their 50s and 60s become their most confident years because they finally let go of comparison and step into connection. So, hold your head high. You don't need to measure up to myths. You need to measure up to yourself. And that's more than enough. If you found this reassuring, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to hear the truth. I'm Dr. Mira Blake, reminding you your worth is not defined by inches. It's defined by confidence, health, and the love you bring into every relationship. Stay strong, stay confident, and remember, you are enough.